Nothing like starting a Treehouse podcast with Trey yawning his ass off. You need some caffeine there, brother?
Yeah, probably could use a little bit.
Starbucks delivers. Just saying.
Too old, too cheap to have Starbucks delivered.
Congratulations. You have made it into the Treehouse. Not all of us are fully awake, but I hope you are. But even if we're not, we'll get there eventually. Leave your worries outside and let's get stupid together. So along with Trey Trenholm and newest show member, Raj Sharma, I'm down.
Yay.
I believe this is episode number 2 to make you official, Raj.
That it is. It feels good.
I'm just glad you're not yawning like Trey.
No, I know we're on camera.
Work makes me tired.
It does. So Trey, of all of us, Trey, you have a real job. Among the three of us, you have the real job because you still work in service industry. But you're in management. You're in management. But because you're in management of a very successful bar in Uptown Dallas, because you're in management, that means you got to deal with unruly customers. And so Raj I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Do you know the recent battle that Trey had with cheese sticks?
Like the food cheese sticks, or is this a person? I don't know.
In this scenario, it's both.
Okay. No, I'm not aware of this.
So the other night,
what happened was,
yeah. So everything at the standard pour, the food, it comes in really big portions. So I'm laying that out. Like the cheese sticks, they look like they're the size of what most places chicken tenders would look like.
So you've got baby arms for cheese sticks.
Yes, but it's still the same principle. It's fried cheese. And so this table orders cheese sticks and some other things and take the food out, get it out to them, everything. And then a couple minutes later, server comes back in the little expo room and says that they're sending the cheese sticks back. And I said, why? And I said, they don't want them. I said, what? I'm like, why'd they order them? Well, he looked at them, he took a bite, and then he just said, oh, I think that's too much for me, so I'm just going to order a salad.
Okay.
I'm like, that's not really the way the whole restaurant thing works. You don't get to just order.
Let's investigate just a little bit further here. When he says it was too much for him, did he mean that there was too much cheese flavor in the standard pour cheese sticks?
I know. I think it was just it was just too much, and I mean he was already a big boy, like, but evidently the that much cheese just scared him, and he decided he needed to have a salad instead.
I mean, I think you're missing a great marketing opportunity to sell more cheese sticks. Is go these so much cheese you'll order a salad.
It's actually pretty good.
You know, you should serve a side salad with it, just so you're not backed up from so much of the cheese.
I listen. Looking at a plate of that much fried cheese, I get it. It's just not the way the whole restaurant experience works. There's kind of a social contract involved of you order something, we put it in, we prepare it, we deliver it to you, you eat it. You don't get to, order whatever you want, take a bite of it, and then go,
Now, are there pictures of the cheese sticks on the menu?
No.
So he's thinking you're going to like your Applebee's, your Chili's, and the like 3-4 inch long round,
right.
And you guys are bringing out like a 6 inch, 7 inch, 8 inch long piece of fried cheese.
You guys are bringing out like BBC cheese.
I don't know what the British Broadcasting Company has to do with any of this, but
I'm sorry, sir, but I was not expecting cheese of this size.
Was he
I
expecting
can't
like
take it.
like
I have nowhere to put cheese of this size. It's not going to fit. So instead, I'd like a tossed salad. Have you guys heard of Rule 34?
No.
So Rule 34 is basically, I'm paraphrasing here. Rule 34 is anything that you can think of. Rule 34 is there's porn for it online.
Okay.
So here in the Treehouse, we kind of have our own Rule 34, which is we can turn anything into something naughty or into something porn related. So it's one of our specialties, along with being able to handle cheese of unusual size.
Yeah, I think I think he was looking for normal, average white guy cheese. And you
wanted
guys,
something where you brought out to the table, and the girl goes, "That's a nice size."
yeah.
And he immediately says, "Send that back." So I'm thinking then that Standard Poor's cheese sticks are causing problems in relationships, because if the cheese sticks come out and the lady is saying like, "Now that's a cheese stick," and it's hurting the guy's ego, then I'm honestly not sure where to take it at this exact moment, but I'm enjoying it.
But you said those other ones were normal size. What else have you been lying to me about?
I'm just saying, like, for anybody that's listening now, when you go to Standard Pour and the cheese sticks come out, as a guy, don't act shocked.
You know what? That may actually be what it is. So Trey, was this guy? Did he have a date with him? Chick, guy? I don't care what it is. Or was he by himself?
He had a woman with him and like another couple.
Okay. Ooh, so that actually made it worse. So then you have other people judging. You know, you have the voyeurs.
Yeah. Maybe the other guy goes, "Those aren't that big."
Mm-hmm. It is dangerous territory, though, when you go to a restaurant and the appetizer comes out and you're faced with cheese envy.
It's a good thing he didn't order the chicken tenders.
You should see the bratwurst.
I think what you should do, Trey, is the next time. So this is what's going to happen. So now this is what's going to happen. People now are going to go to Standard Pour on McKinney Avenue in Dallas because they want to witness these cheese sticks. They want to see the BBCs, where the C in this case stands for cheese. And what I think you should do, Trey, is I think you should take some inspiration from the 80s classic.
Don't.
Bachelor Party.
Okay.
And you bring the cheese sticks out on a tray right in front of your crotch.
I didn't know which I was thinking when you said that you were going to go with Porky's, but
Yeah.
The other thing you should do, Trey, is go into the bathroom at Standard Pour. Are we going to be able to recover from this? No, we want to tap out? Okay, let's tap out.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Yeah, Actually, hang on. Before I get into that, this segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. Call for your free roof inspection. 833-COOK-DFW, 833-COOK-DFW, or the website cookdfw.com. And part of the, they have the roofing side of the business, but also restoration. In case maybe you run a bar in Uptown and some crazy person ran in and started drawing cheese stick glory holes on the bathroom walls. And
the glory hole of Gouda.
And with the Sharpie writing for a Gouda time.
Oh God,
That's
terrible, right? Yeah.
Right next to it, it's like the cheddar's better. Want a party? Bring Havarti. I don't know.
All of a sudden, I'm thinking we need to do a sales call at Cheddar's. And for upstart programs such as ours, it's important to focus on guerrilla marketing tactics. And I can't think of any better guerrilla marketing tactic than to advertise on bathroom walls
for a good time.
Trey, for a Gouda time. Get with the program.
For a good time. For a good time, call Bree.
That makes me laugh on two levels because I know like 3 people named Bree on St. Thomas. Which one? The soft one. So yeah, this segment of the Treehouse brought to you by, at least until they text me saying cancel, Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. All right, let's get serious for a minute.
Okay.
Trey, I know you and Raj have known each other for many years, but we're all becoming much more tighter knit now because this Treehouse is not huge, and 3 of us in here on a regular basis can, we can fight for some elbow room, but means we have to get to know each other a little bit more than what we already do. Now, I've known Raj for many, many years. I've known you, Trey, for many, many years, but the 2 of you have not known each other for the same amount of time at the levels of which I know you both individually. The reason why I'm taking such a long way to build up to this is because I need you to know, Trey, there's something about Raj you need to be aware of. And that is on a specific level, he's a bit of a conspiracy theorist.
Mm.
And to that end, I read a story the other day that immediately had me thinking about Raj. And I'll let Raj tell you I'll let Raj tell you more about it, Trey.
I mean, are we talking about, like, when we go conspiracy, are we talking about Kennedy, Roswell? What are we?
Kennedy is involved in this, but this is not, unlike previous episodes, this is not a alien-based conspiracy.
Okay.
So I read the other day that there's a major potential breakthrough in the fight against cancer. Okay. Researchers at City of Hope in Los Angeles came up with a targeted chemotherapy pill. So a chemotherapy pill that only attacks the tumor, not your entire body. They're testing it on humans right now. In lab settings, it's already eradicated a bunch of different cancers, including breast, prostate, brain, skin, and lung cancer. And experts are saying it could be the holy grail of cancer treatments. And this is where Raj's conspiracy theories comes into play, because one of the biggest ones that Raj told me about years ago was Raj.
The sitting presidents. Is this what we're talking about? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No sitting president has ever died of a terminal illness,
including.
Cancer, including cancer, and the last, I believe it was Jimmy Carter that was diagnosed with some form of cancer, and but they cured it. And it was so miraculous. That when
you said sitting president.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not including like what happens after they leave office.
Tell me which president who's left office has died.
Well, I think Raj, what you mean is living president.
Living presidents,
because. Yes. On the flip side, though, I don't know if we know of any president, barring medical research, limited at the time, ever died of cancer.
LBJ.
No, they did.
LBJ did. Okay.
LBJ died of cancer.
Okay, so LBJ died of cancer. Since then, none
Yeah.
of them have. So
then-
Raj's conspiracy theory is that there is actually a cure for cancer
Yes.
and that only the presidents get it.
Yes, and I mean, there's cures for every disease, and if tomorrow, like when FDR got polio, what did we magically cure? Polio. And so I'm just saying, if somebody got, if a sitting president were in office and there was a cancer diagnosis, I promise you, the next day they'd be like, you know what, the research has come through.
I mean, it's a miracle.
It's a miracle, and it's going to save this president's life.
What about Reagan and Alzheimer's?
But okay, first of all, that wasn't even a leaked diagnosis. It was just a private diagnosis, and he didn't tell anybody. That's why his last term he was falling asleep during meetings. They didn't even his own physician, his in-house White House physician, didn't know. It was his physician.
Well,
in California.
First of all,
that's
at that
privileged
time,
information.
Alzheimer's was. You got to go back to the mid '80s. Alzheimer's was hardly. I mean, it was not well known. They were still even trying to figure it out. And I mean, honestly, he lived for another 20 years.
I don't think it was that long. I don't think it might have.
Well, either way, and far be it for me to help you, Raj, but I'm going to because I want to further this bit. Had Reagan informed the government doctors,
yes,
who know about the secret lab where all the cures are, clearly, had Reagan informed them of his illness, they might have been able to give him said Alzheimer's cure. But because he waited so long in informing them of the illness, it was too late. How about that, Raj? Does that help?
That is correct.
I have helped. Thank you.
All right. What about I'm not getting political, but let's just say our current president.
I feel like I need to like raise an alarm anytime something like this comes up.
Well, our current president does seem to be has lost a step on his mental faculties, and so Raj, why aren't they doing something?
Well, I think when it comes to, I don't say he's lost his mental faculty. I think when he was vice president, you didn't see him as much, and the stutter and the missteps in his speaking. I think an old age also happens.
No,
he falls and he
Biden has always had an amazing ability to put his foot in his mouth. He just can't get the words out now.
Well, here's the thing, Trey. I think you found the one disease that government doctors don't have a cure for, and that's foot and mouth disease. All the presidents suffer from it. None of them are immune. They all suffer from it. That's the one thing they have not cured yet because the government is yet to cure stupid. So we're just going to have to live with that for a little while longer.
And I also think that when he was running, they had to address listen, man, you have to tell people because your time in front of the cameras when it was with Obama was so limited. You're going to have to address the fact that you stutter and you forget what you're saying when you're saying, because you're going to be on camera more. And I think it became notable. We're looking back at a guy who was given very minimal time to speak. And now you're having him doing State of the Union addresses, and you're having him do public speaking on a grander scale.
And on the flip side of that is this, Trey. So you're looking at this glass half empty when you could be looking at it half full. This secret that I'm making up, government lab that has the cures to all these horrible illnesses and diseases. What you may be witnessing with Biden right now is without their injections or therapies, he may be way worse. So this could actually be, he may be actually high performing because of whatever secret stuff they're giving him.
I do look at it half empty because the one benefit of a Biden administration, regardless of politics, was he was going to have a microphone in front of him all the time, and you would get the jewels that he used to drop. I mean, you can't walk into a
careful.
I'm quoting Biden.
You are. But I just want to make sure you say you were quoting Biden here.
But you're also saying this to an Indian, which that comment was taken out of context, which I will explain that if you would want me to. It's very, very simple and it's very factually based. He said you can't walk into a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts on the East Coast and not hear that accent. Here's why.
What accent?
The Indian accent. That's what he's saying. Here's why. There's an Indian guy who owns almost all of the Dunkin' Donuts on the East Coast, and what he does is to promote when Indian people come to this country as immigrants looking for jobs. He especially on the West Coast will hire them in his Dunkin' Donuts, and it's a program that you can join where you can work at that Dunkin' Donuts, and then you can actually buy into it to own your own store one day because he owns so many of them. He's like, well, I'm going to give you the same. So when he first got here, he worked at a Dunkin' Donuts and bought it from the guy he was working for. And he's like, this program works. So when you go to the East Coast, sorry, I think I said West Coast. When you go to the East Coast, it is like 90% Indian owned or Indian run. So that's what that comment was being directed at, and it was just cut into a snippet and taken out of context, where he wasn't trying to be malicious in any way. He was being.
I don't think anyone thought he was trying to be malicious. I just think a lot of people thought it was like that was a dumb thing to say out loud.
No, but that. So I mean, same with the owner of 7-Elevens. I believe the guy who has the 7-Elevens. I think it's 131 or 132 7-Elevens that he once owned, but has now sold off to other Indian immigrants to own their own businesses as. They come here and bring their families here and bring more people here to work. So that's where that comment comes from.
Raj, do you really want to take the position of defending Biden gaffes?
No, I'm defending that.
No, he just wants to put them in proper context.
I'm defending that specific one because that's the one you brought up. Other than that, I mean, you're talking about an 80-year-old man who.
Oh, this was 20 years ago when he said Obama was articulate and clean, or that Delaware was a slave state, and that's why he should do well in South Carolina. I mean,
I mean, there's
a laundry list.
But every president, I mean, we can go through George Bush. We can go.
Oh, no. Biden's were always.
Yeah, you need to change. You need to change.
The main thing to keep in mind is that the secret government lab with all the cures exists.
Bethesda. Yeah, it's not fake. It's real.
And that Raj is on board with it.
It's just all there. It's just it's the high profile nature of the office. If they were to come down, and I'm willing to see if somebody can prove me wrong. There's everything that you can get has been. I think it was Jimmy Carter that was like, oh my God, he's been diagnosed with cancer, and then it was like, oh my God, he's fine now. And it was like, wow, that's wild. How did that happen to somebody who's at his age should not have recovered as easily from a cancer diagnosis?
Yeah, like he gets diagnosed with cancer. The next day, he's back building houses. For Habitat for Humanity.
He's building the new cancer wing called the Jimmy Carter Cancer Wing at Bethesda. I'm just saying. Just tell me who has died of a terminal illness while in office. Nobody.
Trey's searching. He's like, come on, there's got to be somebody.
Well, there have been very few actually die in office that weren't,
I know. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is weird. Now, keep in mind that secret government facility has still also not found the cure for bullets, but
but Reagan did get shot, and they thought he was going to be dead before he got to the hospital. Dun, da, da, da.
Well, I mean, it is the president, the security measures and the protocols in place.
Yeah, like, bullets don't care.
Yeah, but having the president's blood on standby and Secret Service to get you to the hospital as fast as possible. I mean, so do you think did like Magic Johnson curry favor with whoever the president was, and that's why he has survived AIDS for that long?
Yes, Trey, come to the dark side of conspiracy theories, please.
Yes, we're welcoming you with open arms.
Maybe.
No. He also had the amount of money necessary to pay for. I mean, you got to at that time of when he contracted HIV, it was almost guaranteed to turn into something extremely tragic, and he overcame the odds. And now, same Charlie Sheen, HIV diagnosis untraceable in his bloodstream. Well, I'm just saying,
we have all. Basically, we know how to stop it. Like
no, you don't know how to stop it. You know how to control
slow it down tremendously.
Yes, that's right, and that's where the money is. That's the money. The money is in the medicine, not the cure, my friend.
So why haven't they developed something to slow down cancer?
They have. It's called chemotherapy. They do that. They slow it down enough to where they can suck enough money out of you, and then you die. Uh, and then and I'm just saying you just tell me, like I'm saying Jimmy Carter got cancer, and then the next day they're like, yay, no cancer for Jimmy Carter. That's pretty wild. I don't know if it's the Illuminati has the cure. I don't know what club you have to join. I'm just saying.
It's probably the club with the really big cheese sticks.
I'm just saying, nobody's ever proven me wrong on this theory, and it's my one conspiracy theory that I'm most proud of, because I don't know where I thought of this, but I was like, you know what, it's true, no sitting president, and then you start to do your research and went, oh yeah, nope, they sure haven't, and then you can go across the board to world leaders. You can start going up into the higher world leaders where there's no. That miraculously, in if you're just going by statistics and numbers and family histories and genealogy, people should be suffering from something, and it's wild that they just don't.
Well, they do get the best medical care in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
clearly, I think that's what Raj has been saying. We as Joe Public didn't realize the level of care that they actually get, because they don't want to tell all of us. It's like, actually, we have cures for all these things, but we just really like the money.
They want to take your insurance. That's where this comes from. I'm just saying, there's a lot more money in stalling your problem than curing your problem. So when you have this miracle pill that has been around forever and ever and ever, because you're assuming that science just all these scientists and researchers walk into a building and go, what do you want to do today? Nothing. Let's just pretend like we're working. Put something in the beaker. Turn the Bunsen on.
You guys feel like lunch today? You want to go to Standard Pour?
Bill always gets the cheese sticks.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
This segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by Brooks Plumbing. Brooks Plumbing. The phone number, 214-368-3838. That's 214-368-3838. The website, brooksplumbingtexas.com. A special thank you to Jacqueline at Brooks Plumbing, as well as Oliver, one of the journeyman plumbers at Brooks Plumbing, for stopping by my house the other day and helping to correct our little roach issue, because it turns out we had a leak in a cast iron pipe underneath the house.
Oh, that'll do it.
So turns out roaches like heat and moisture, and I have both underneath my house. So Brooks Plumbing came out that day. I called and I was like, hey, I think we got a bit of an issue. And they were able to come assess it, and they were back, and it was fixed in a matter of, I think it was like a day and a half.
Wow.
They were able to come fix and replace that pipe. So thank you to everyone at Brooks Plumbing.
I'm sure your wife is the most happy of all of us, of all parties.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty strong competition on who's happier in that scenario, me or her. But honestly, we both win. So yay us, and thank you to Brooks Plumbing. So keep that in mind. If you do have an inordinate amount of roaches in your house, you don't necessarily need to call Muhammad Ali, although that'd be cool. Unfortunately, he's passed away. But the decon foregone might work. But if you have a large number of roaches, then you might have another issue that could be a leak in the house somewhere. So call Brooks Plumbing. They'll come check it out for you. That being said, being able to fix something in record time is pretty impressive. But I'm curious for the two of you. So a new world record was set recently. Can either of you solve a Rubik's Cube?
No, I know I can't. I've seen.
Have you ever actually tried?
Yes, and I was that impatient kid. Like as a kid, I was that impatient where I'm like, let me just pop these things out and put them where they need to be.
What about you, Trey? Have you ever been able to solve a Rubik's Cube?
Yes, when I was a kid, but like once, and it was an obsession for a while. But it was something that took days.
I'm stunned that you were able to do it. I mean, usually because we're all pretty stupid around here. At least that's what we lean into. We're not all actually stupid. We just, pretend very well. So
Now,
I'm stunned by the fact that you said you actually solved it once.
Well, and let me say this: there are now, like, even in my previous relationship where she had 2 kids, and one of them, the boy became obsessed with Rubik's cubes, and so we got him some, and there was a Netflix movie or miniseries about the kids that do these Rubik cubes competition. And there are now like algorithms, like where you can go, like, you do this one twice right, and this one turn it over, and all this other stuff.
That's not an algorithm. That's a cheat code. I know up, down, left, right, select, start.
Yeah, this is so if you turn, it's all right turn. The way it's done now is you have to remember where you are. That's what they always, if you watch how these kids do it, they look at where they're, like, they turn everything around. They kind of analyze where the colors are. And then it's mostly, I think it's right turns. And then I was talking to a buddy of mine about this the other day. He does the Rubik's cubes, and there's all these different kinds now. So there's like diamond shaped Rubik's cubes, around Rubik's cubes. There's all these different kinds. And he solves.
I had no idea that they had new shapes. I was only aware of the Rubik's cube. So you're saying now there's Rubik's diamonds and spheres?
Yep.
There was a Rubik's triangle way back. I mean, when I was a kid.
Yeah. There was a comic in Ireland, and when I was performing over there years ago, and he would mix it up. Like, he would get a brand new Rubik's cube on stage, and as he would start his act, he goes, "I'm going to mix this up real quick." And he did, and he would throw it into the audience and have them mix it up even more, right? And he goes, "When you're done, give it to me." And he would start his set, and they would throw it back up to him. And the minute he hit the punchline to his closing joke, it would be solved.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What's more amazing is being able to solve a Rubik's Cube in a matter of seconds.
Yes.
And I had, up until recently, I've never seen that. To me, whenever I had seen anyone solve a Rubik's Cube, even in a matter of minutes, to me was up there with being superhuman.
Yes.
Because I sort of tried doing it back in the day, because my sister had one and I would mess with it. And then, with me, if I can't figure something out pretty quickly like that, like a puzzle or something, I'm just going to get frustrated and upset with myself. So I know it's better to just set it aside. It's like, it's better that I don't do that. I'm going to go outside, play basketball or something. Something that'll make me feel better about myself.
Yeah, I'm the kid that was me. I'm like, I'd get mad and throw it. So I'm like, there's no point to this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually pretty good, Raj, because I could certainly throw a Rubik's Cube, but I sure as hell couldn't solve it.
Yeah.
I'll throw that thing about 100 yards, but I'm not going to be able to figure it out.
Yeah, and outside of being, like Trey said, he was a kid when he solved his, and it took days. I'm like, I don't have that kind of time. I don't have Rubik's Cube solving time. Like,
it's also one of those things where I didn't know how I did it. I just did it. And then I could never do it again, which did lead to the frustration and a lot of thrown Rubik's Cubes, even, trying to take the stickers off and, switch them around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You try everything. Because I tried doing that at one point because my sister had tried solving the Rubik's Cube, and of course she couldn't figure it out. Don't tell her this, but my thinking was, if I can't figure it out, there's no way in hell you're going to figure this out. So I thought about at one point doing take the stickers off and rearrange the stickers so it's solved, and then I'd run into her room, go like, ha, see what I did? And then she'd probably hit me, but still, I'd be able to say I solved it. So recently I came across a video on Twitter where this kid broke the world record for solving a Rubik's Cube. Do you have a guess, Raj or Trey, as to what do you think the over-under would be on solving a Rubik's Cube world record?
I will go with 4.5 seconds.
Okay. Trey, are you going to go over or under that?
I'd say probably a little over. I'd say like 6 seconds.
Okay. So Raj at 4.5, Trey at 6. If you want, you can figure out the name of this kid, but he looks to be like a teenager. So he's at a Rubik's Cube competition, And what I'm going to show you is there's like a judge next to him. There's a little timer. And I guess what they do is they let them look at the cube for a little bit of time. And then they set it down, and then they start the clock once he starts working it.
Yes.
And then they stop it whenever he's done. So they let you look at it. They let you look at it for a little bit before you just, start trying to solve it. But I am absolutely stunned at the precision of this young man. Let's see here. Come on. So there he's looking at it, figuring it out. All right. Figure it out. Now he sets it down and starts.
Wow.
And how much time was that?
3.13 seconds.
Jesus.
Ah.
I mean, I am stunned by that. So
Can-
he sets it down, and then when he touches it, starts. Done.
Yeah.
That is freakish to me. I had to look this up on Snopes to see if it was real.
And what?
3
and what,
seconds
and,
he solves the Rubik's cube.
And what kind of Asian is this kid?
Raj. I don't know. But I feel like you're channeling your inner Biden right now.
I didn't stutter when I said it.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Speedy.
What is?
30 seconds. And the nerds go wild around him.
Yeah, so that's why I was wondering, what style of Asian is this kid?
I didn't look that up, Raj, because
What's
I
his
didn't.
name? What's his name?
Hang on.
Hang
It
on.
doesn't have that in there because it was a Twitter link, so they didn't have his name.
Oh.
His name is Max Park.
So he's Vietnamese? No, Korean. Park?
Oh, you really are channeling your inner Biden.
No, which one is it? Park. It can be an Asian last name as well. What is his? Max Park is his name?
He's from California.
Okay, that doesn't help.
He's from the great Asian country of California, Raj.
Yeah, are you guys looking at his picture? I mean, this kid is clearly Asian.
I'm trying not to focus on his ethnicity, Raj. I'm focusing on his achievement at breaking the world record Rubik's cube.
Yeah, I just know that he has Asian parents, and they're like, "Why wasn't it just 3 seconds? What was the 0.1? Why were you slacking?"
Next time you need to go sub 3 seconds.
Yeah, he's an Asian kid. Of course he is.
His Wikipedia says his nationality is American.
Okay, that's where he was. Okay, what is his ethnicity?
Rubik's cube.
Rubik's cube sees no color.
It's all color. If that's the case, we've all solved it the minute we opened it.
And if that was the case, that would be a first for me. And I'm not going to tell you what color it landed on.
Cheese.
For all things Treehouse, go to treehouseonair.com. Listen, watch, follow, all of that stuff. At Treehouse On Air. For me, it's at the Dan O'Malley. For Trey, it's at Trey Trenholm and at Trey Trenholm1. And for Raj, it's at Comedian Raj across the social channels.
Yeah, can I plug one thing? I will be in Austin next week on Thursday the 10th at Creek and Cave for the roast of our dear friend Mr. Tone Bell. We're doing the roast of Tone Bell at the Creek and the Cave in Austin. So come on out.
That sounds great. You said that's on Thursday?
Thursday, August 10th.
Nice. We'll see you next time in the Treehouse. Tell Tone I said hey.
Will do.